Good to be with you from Taiwan again tonight. I'm Tony DeCopo with the breaking news right now. The handshake seen round the world. Presidents Trump and Xi face-to-face in China for the first time in 8 years. They agree to trade deals and the importance of reopening the Strait of Hormuz, but tensions arise over Taiwan, with Xi warning a disagreement could lead to an extremely dangerous place. What happens next? We're in the capital city, Taipei, speaking with everyone from citizens to a top national security official.
The fact of the matter, there's only one country right now mishandling the situation.
This is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopo, reporting tonight from Taipei, Taiwan.
And good evening from Liberty Square here in Taipei, here in the capital of Taiwan. People are watching the summit between the leaders of the U.S. and China perhaps more closely than anywhere else in the world. And that's because China considers this self-governing island to be a breakaway province, and it intends to reclaim it. That was the big headline from day one. Chinese state media saying that President Xi warned Mr. Trump that if the situation is mishandled, it could plunge the relationship between our two countries into an extremely dangerous place. In a moment, what Taiwan is doing to deter a potential Chinese invasion. But we're going to begin with senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang in Beijing with day 2 of the summit expected to begin very soon there. Weijia, good evening.
Good evening, Tony. Presidents Trump and Xi continue to put on a public display of diplomacy through extravagant events. But in private, Xi told Trump that Taiwan is the most important issue in the U.S.-China relationship. And you're right, he also warned that mismanagement could lead to consequences.
Thank you, everybody.
President Trump was the guest of honor at a lavish state banquet to cap off his first full day in China's capital.
I want to thank President Xi, my friend, for this magnificent welcome.
Dining on Beijing roast duck and tiramisu, it was a day filled with pageantry as he and President Xi Jinping strolled the red carpet outside the Great Hall of the People amidst a military parade and hundreds of flag-waving school children. Then came the main event, a meeting between the two leaders that lasted over 2 hours.
It's an honor to be your friend, and the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before.
But Xi warned Trump that the relationship could be in jeopardy on the issue of Taiwan, saying handling it improperly could lead to clashes and even conflicts. China has long sought reunification of the self-governing island and has not ruled out taking it by force. The U.S. has sold billions of dollars in weapons to the Taiwanese.
We think it would be a terrible mistake to force that through force or anything of that nature. There would be repercussions for that globally, not just from the United States.
On the war in Iran, the White House said Xi agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open. China buys up to 90% of Iran's total oil exports. President Trump was asked about China's military support for Iran and the reported sale of components for missiles and drones used in the war.
He said he's not going to give military equipment. That's a big statement. He said that today. That's a big statement. He said that strongly.
President Trump was also hoping to go home with new deals. On American beef, China has agreed to approve export licenses for 400 U.S. processing plants. And in a new interview, Trump says Xi has agreed to purchase more soybeans, liquefied natural gas, and 200 Boeing jets. Tony.
All right, Weijia, thank you very much. In another notable moment, President Xi also suggested that the U.S. and China must reject the old idea that a rising power is destined to battle with an established one. But China does see Taiwan as part of its destiny, and it's willing to take it over by force if required, which is why here in Taipei, people are following news of the summit and, with the help of American weapons, preparing for a possible attack.
In what's become a regular show of military power, including missiles, live fire, and simulated assaults by air and sea, China's message has been clear. Taiwan is ours, and we can take it anytime we like. And now Taiwan is taking that threat more seriously. Vincent Chow from Taiwan's National Security Council explained why the island is spending more than ever on the military.
It's not designed to provoke war. I mean, these are defensive capabilities. I mean, all of this is actually designed so that there will be no war.
Designed not to provoke war, but to deter war?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be able to prevent China from ever waking up one day and realizing that or thinking that today may be a good day to invade.
In Taipei, the Taiwanese capital, life goes on, with most believing China's threat to a democratic Taiwan is serious, but not imminent.
I'm not too worried about it. They have other things to take care of first in their country.
And yet more and more Taiwanese are using this time to prepare. The annual War Games, now larger than ever. And at a market downtown, we met Grace, one of a growing number of civilians preparing themselves to dress wounds and ward off attackers.
Are you worried that Xi Jinping will take Taiwan by force?
If he attack Taiwan, Taiwan to be strong. So
Would fight back.
Him, fight back.
Are you ready to fight?
Yes, I'm prepared to fight.
Either way, the threat of China is felt all over this island. One woman slapped her husband's arm when he started talking to us about independence. Another woman asked that her words not be used, telling us we cannot speak freely. And even at our hotel, where after seeing our broadcast last night, the manager told us we can't cover anything political on their property. We will, however, hear more local opinions on China later in the broadcast. Also, some folks here are comparing the threat from China to the one Ukraine has faced from Russia, which has launched 2 straight days of intense attacks. Today's assault on the capital city, Kyiv, involved a heavy barrage of missiles and drones, and it left at least 9 people dead and dozens wounded. Aiden Stretch has details from Kyiv.
I'm at the site of a 9-story apartment block that was completely destroyed in the attacks. Emergency workers have been here all day, using cranes and other heavy machinery to dig through the rubble here. We've seen the dead carried away in body bags. Dozens of residents have been rescued, many badly injured, while the search continues for those still missing in this scene of utter devastation. Ukrainian officials say this was Russia's largest missile and drone attack over a 2-day period since its full-scale invasion began in 2022. President Zelensky said that 1,500 drones and dozens of cruise missiles were launched at the capital and other cities around the country. These attacks come after both President Trump and Putin said this week that the war might soon be coming to an end. Tony?
Up next, the message we're hearing on the streets of Taiwan. We're back live from Liberty Square, where the message we heard on the streets today was not against the people of China, but against their government and against communism. Do you want an independent Taiwan or a reunified Taiwan?
50-50. We want to unify, but we don't want to follow the communist system.
You want to be part of China, but not part of communism?
Yes, that's right.
Which is why the rivalry on display this week between China and the U.S. may feel familiar. Not so long ago, communism had failed in the old Soviet Union, while democracy, it seemed, had proven itself once and for all. But now here comes China, and as then U.S. Ambassador Nicholas Burns said in 2024, it's a new battle for the future. A battle being fought by Jimmy Lai, a wealthy businessman and democracy activist in Hong Kong, now serving 20 years in prison for what China calls sedition. Before his sentence, he told our Holly Williams why the fight is worth it.
I mean, you have a wonderful city, prosperity.
That's what Chinese think, that they think that we just have a body, we don't have a soul. You guys just make money, have a good life. Don't think about politics, don't think about freedom, don't think about human rights, don't think about rule of law. Just eat, enjoy life.
Why is that not enough?
Because we are human beings, we have soul, we are not a dog.
And when you step back, that is the bigger picture this week, not just which superpower walks away with a mightier military or a larger economy, but whose ideas should lead the future. That's another day in America and the world. I'm Tony DeCopel in Taipei, Taiwan. Good night.